Show starts in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to your favorite drive-in theater and a sparkling new season. Watch our screen and local newspapers for all the fine shows coming this way. Show after show will feature the latest hits, the biggest stars for fun-filled, pleasure-packed evenings. Relax, come as you are, and spend an enjoyable night out with the entire family. No parking problems, no babysitting problems. And there are always tasty snacks at our modern refreshment stand.
Thanks, folks. And once again, welcome back.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Still plenty of time to come and be served at the refreshment center before showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
Welcome to the More Sunshine Please Tuesday night live stream. Park your car, turn off your lights, mount the speaker, it's the best of nights. The snack bar's got the best drinks and bites. It's time for the show.
Hey, everybody, welcome in. I hope you can hear me, because I can't hear me. I'm Jim. This is More Sunshine Please, a Tuesday evening live stream. How are you? Let me go to the... Perhaps you can let me know if you can hear me. Hang on. If I jiggle this, maybe? No? Nothing? It seems like I saw a level. Anyway, coming up on today's show. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Coming up on the show. A coffee snack of sorts. We'll play our game. I am so lost right now. I have a top 15 list full of characters I think you love. If you don't love them, you at least know them. Anyway, that's later. Right now, it's time to celebrate the first 3 people that I see in the chat. So I'm going to hit this button right over here, cause that to play, and then give you some Olympic fanfare as I see who these 3 people are. Oh, and it's the hero of the show so far. Today's early MVP, Lisa. It's Joey's World. Gold medal. How about that? Paul Eichenlaub has the silver medal. And Mr. Fulton Mraz with the bronze medal. Congratulations, you 3, on a fantastic competition. I didn't see what that said. Mr. Fulton Mraz, we're calling the Rocking Rookies. We have won both of our softball games. 13-0, 7-0. They are now 3-1. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations. That's exciting and impressive. When was all this, by the way? This was this morning. Okay. thank you for the timestamp. And maybe 25 minutes later was the silver medal. And 1 hour later after that was our bronze. I'm always interested to see when you guys have the winning comment posted there. We never know. We never know when YouTube's going to cause it to jump or whatever. So I'm going to skip ahead. Thanks, everybody. Everybody's saying hi to each other, and I'm going to come closer to showtime here. And I think I'll start it here. Dean at 6:14, so probably not back. Probably popped in to say hello. Hello, Dean. Thank you for that. Debbie, welcome in. That was just 12, 13 minutes ago. Thank you for joining us. And T-Town Mary Ellen, who, I know I say this all the time, but I think a lot of you aren't picking up what I'm laying down. Mary Ellen has a fantastic live stream on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, just 24 hours from right now. And it's a lot of fun. She does a lot of trivia, a lot of games. I like to catch it when I can, which is most of the time. I do a pretty good job. And I urge you to check out her show. It's tomorrow, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Paul's back. Hello, Paul. And there's Debbie again. Michelle the Quilter, hello to you and your family. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. And our Canadian friends, Mike and or Mandy, hello to you guys. Thanks for joining us. Francisco, welcome in. I hope you are well. Stacy Rogers, season's greetings to you. Welcome in. Gloria, good evening. Good to see you. Movie Mania Nick, how are you? I have no movie top 15 list today. It is television, though. I don't know if that interests you. It's later in the show. The last segment of the show, as a matter of fact. Yeah, we'll get there. And scrolling, Mark Langenkamp, good evening to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you guys are all good. I've had a busy week so far. It's only Tuesday, but it is. It's been crazy busy because. Oh, sorry. Although it's great to hear from Debbie. Let me go back to that. As many of you know, if not all of you know, Jason is here as well. Welcome in, Jason. As many of you know, I am a teacher, and here in Florida, Hillsborough County specifically, that's Tampa and the greater surrounding area. School started back up yesterday. Last week was pre-planning for the teachers, and yesterday was the first day of school. And let me explain it this way. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just telling you why I seem to be a little busier now. Our school day has 8 periods for the kids. One of them is a lunch period. Now, teachers also get a lunch period, and they also have a planning period. So they're teaching 6 classes out of the 8 periods every day. Well, this year, I agreed to take on an extra class. I'm forgoing the planning period, and I've taken on an extra class. So I don't have as much free time during the day. I'll say free time, but I would get stuff done during the planning period. That's what it's for. That's what it's designed for. So yesterday was an extra prep for me because it's a different class than everything else I teach. Normally it's television production is what I teach, but also OJT, which is on-the-job training, which the kids get to leave campus, which is fantastic. I love it. But this other one is a customer service class, and it's the one where the kids get to be TAs or teaching assistants for other teachers in the building or the main office or guidance or wherever. So, but we haven't dispersed the kids to do that yet. They're still in the classroom. So I've been real busy these last 2 days. Again, not looking for sympathy because I enjoy my job and I'm not breaking rocks in the hot sun. I fought the law and the law won. PTV, welcome in. Anyway, I am savoring my lunch more than I did last year. But it's day 2 of 180, and we'll find a rhythm. We'll get there. But it's I feel like I can feel it in my throat and hear it in my voice. I'm doing more talking than this week than I normally do, but that's to be expected. That's not new. Oh well. Okay, let's quickly. This is my thing. None of you care about the Detroit Tigers.
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em.
Let me show you
Detroit Tigers.
the standings.
Go get 'em, Tigers.
These are the most up-to-date, current, if you will, standings for the AL Central in the American League. The Tigers, for the longest time, have been in 4th place. On Sunday, they won, and they were in 4th place, and they won. Cleveland and Minnesota lost. So for a day, the Tigers were in 2nd place. They jumped from 4th to 2nd place. Now, yesterday they had the day off. The Twins played, and they won. So they moved into a statistical tie with the Tigers, so they're kind of both in 2nd place with a .492 winning percentage. Anyway, here's the deal. The Tigers and Cleveland start a series tonight. Actually, it started at 6:40, and I'm looking at the score, and the Tigers are winning. Top of the 3rd, 1-0. These games are always very tight with these division rivals. How many games in a row did the Tigers and the Royals play one-run games? And it's the same with Cleveland. Now, this season, Detroit and Cleveland have played 6 games already. Cleveland's won all of them, but that was then. That was a month or so ago. Tigers are hot. Cleveland has cooled off. This is a big series, and it's at Detroit. So it's a lot of fun. So right after this live stream, I'll clean up in here, and then I'm going in the house to watch that ball game. I do expect it's still early. Debbie says I do expect it's going to be low scoring and 1-run games the whole series. And then when Cleveland leaves, the Tigers play the White Sox, who are the 1st place team in division. So a very interesting week for the Tigers. Okay. Thank you for indulging me. That's my thing. Anyway, it's coffee time.
Coffee is the focus of this segment. Can I get some more coffee, please?
We are enjoying the same coffee we had last week, which I believe was Pete's, courtesy of It's Joey's World. So thank you again for today's coffee. I promise you there's coffee in here. There it is. Today's coffee break has very little to do with the coffee I'm drinking, and more about, at the top of the show I said a snack, and it is. I like yogurt. I try to avoid most dairy, but I do have a spoonful of yogurt every now and then because I've heard that like a plain yogurt, for example, is beneficial for those that suffer with gout, which I do when I'm not careful. Anyway, the problem with lots of yogurts is the sugar content. It's way too high. Well, there is a yogurt in the grocery store here, Publix here, but when we were in Michigan a couple of weeks ago, it was also in Meijer. I don't know if any of you are familiar with what Meijer is, but it's sort of like a Midwest Walmart. I don't know how far it expands. I think it's in Illinois and Ohio and Michigan. I don't know where else it is. Anyway, I saw it there. Let me get to it. Here it is. I don't have it here because it's too warm in here. And frankly, I just ate and I don't need it right now. But here it is. And maybe you're familiar with Skyr, which is the brand name, Skyr. And this happens to be extra creamy Skyr, which is whole milk yogurt. So one of the only dairy products I have, that and cheese on everything. That's another story. But take a look at the variety of this yogurt, cold brew coffee. And I've got to tell you, it is delicious. And you can see in the top right of the container, only 10 grams of sugar, which sounds like a lot, but for yogurt, a flavored yogurt, it's not. If you compare like an Activia or other popular yogurts, that's less than half, I think. So very excited about this. We like to give our daughter yogurt for her routine, for her lunch. And this was a fantastic find. And I just wanted to tell all of you guys that it is delicious. It's got a good coffee flavor. It's low in sugar and extra creamy. And it's not sponsoring this. I just wanted to let you know about it because the more you know, well, this. Okay, let's take our first intermission, and when we come back, we'll play our game, Chrono Photo. So I will be right back.
It's an intermission, time to stretch your legs or grab a snack. The bathroom's clear, Jim will be right back.
Class, come to order, pay attention just once. We have a lesson to teach to the dunce. Is the candy good conviction?
Yeah, the tasty is perfection.
Have we got a good selection?
We invite your close inspection.
Is the ice cream not delicious? Health is tasty, unnutritious. Is the popcorn crisp and healthful?
Yeah, and it is sure a mouthful.
Is the soda cold and fizzy?
Vitamins keep the bubbles busy.
That's good. The lesson is learned. The trip to the sweet spot you have earned. Now is time for intermission. Treat yourself to some nutrition.
Welcome back. I see some of you are familiar with Skyr. It's relatively new to me, just like we've been having it for maybe since May, maybe earlier than that. But I hadn't yet talked about it. I know Michelle says it's her favorite yogurt. PTV gets the Fage Greek yogurt. I don't know if I've ever had that. Hannaford sells it here in New York. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you guys have access to it. Anyway, okay, let's. Got yogurt on the brain now, and I'm not even hungry. Let's play our game. All right, here it is, Chrono Photo. Here's the gist of the game. We will be shown 5 pictures. We have to guess in which year these pictures were taken. So I ask for your guesses in the chat. Please put them in there. I'll zoom in on things when I can, and then determine which year we're going to guess. We can guess anywhere from the year 1900 to 2025, and I'll do that. I'll move this slider to put in our guess. Again, the range in which we can guess is the year 1900 up until last year, 2025. So we'll just put that back in the middle. We'll go here, and please, let's try to get over 4,000 points. Oh, you know what? I shortened the celebratory song, but I forgot to upload it. So we have the longer version. Let's try to get 4,000, at least 4,000 points. But if we get the guess, if we hit a bullseye, we get 1,000 points per picture. So 5,000 is a perfect game. We've done it once or twice before. We're looking to do it again. But anything over 4,000 is pretty darn good. Okay, here we go. This appears to be some sort of promotional picture. People are staged too well here, and it looks like it's 30 or 40 years old to me. So let me zoom in. We'll start on the left. Lady with the sweater vest, kind of dressed like Carol Brady, sort of. Sensible shoes? No, maybe not so much. That's a pretty large purse. Hair in a bun, large glasses. We're moving over here. Plaid suit. Large collar, wide tie. Does that lady have her hair parted down the middle? Hard to tell. Moving on. Red pants. Cowboy boots? Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to guess that's a patterned suit jacket or sports coat. And it just looks like one solid, not pleasing color. Then we have ladies sitting on a bench and the steps, I guess. Again, wide collars, large sunglasses, flared pant legs there. Okay. Late 70s, perhaps. Even early 80s. Oh, she's wearing a scarf. This lady here on the right. Like Diane Keaton, maybe? I don't. What else we got here? Wide pant legs. This is 70s disco business wear. Disco era business wear. I don't remember flared pant legs being a thing in the 80s. I mean, I'm sure it was. I'm sure there was a bit of time where it was losing popularity. But it just seemed like when the 70s ended, so did that fashion. And then pant legs got real skinny with the tapered ankles and all that. And not that people working in this crazy office building were the fashion icons of their day, but I've got to. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't recognize the building, but just by looking at the fashions I see in the picture, I'm going to guess 1979. I think it's right at the end of the 70s, but that's my guess. I now am going to look at your guesses. I'm going to leave that there, and to the comments I go. And Ben, welcome in. There's Ben from Pepper Tree Villa. Okay. I think our first guess is from Mark, who says 1978. That's pretty close to what I said. Oh, Ben's listening while he works. And whistling. Were there sideburns? I missed the sideburns. If you say so. Mary Ellen says 71. That's a bit earlier than I thought, but I don't know. Michelle is kind of in the thinking the same thing. 1970. Lisa says 76. We have 75. Stacy is closer to what I'm thinking at 82. Debbie again with the early 70s. The door handles. I did notice that. I didn't mention it. But they do look like googly eyes. When were googly eye door handles a thing? Paul says 88, our latest guess. How about that? And Gloria's with me thinking it's late 70s, early 80s. We have 76 now. Sherry's here. Welcome in, Sherry. Sherry says late 60s. Now, I guess they did have bell bottoms in the late 60s. I mean, that's a bit before my time. But I'm willing. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. 67, Sherry says. We have 77. Okay. Wow. Man. Okay, here's another thing that I'm thinking about. The movie Time After Time with Mary Steenburgen, and the guy from Clockwork Orange, whose name escapes me right now, and the guy that plays a bad guy, British guy that you know what I'm talking. Anyway, this picture reminds me of that movie, or at least the trailer for that movie, because I've never seen the movie. I've only seen the trailers. And I remember seeing that trailer in movie theaters when I was a kid. So that movie came out in the late 70s, I believe, if not early 80s. So that's why I'm thinking 79. That's my thought process. Mr. Fulton Rez now says 75. Stacy says, I don't think the ladies would be wearing pants in the early 70s. That's a good point. But didn't Carol Brady wear pants on the Brady Bunch? Again, that's my point of reference, TV shows and movies. All right, look at this lady and how high-waisted her pants are. Now, again, before my time, but when was that? When did purses get that large? And I get it though. It could be any part of the 70s or late 60s or early 80s. Do I split the difference? Do I go, say, with what PTV says or From North to Neverland says? Or Mr. Fulton Mraz? Maybe I do. I mean, it could be, but that building is another thing. I'm spending way too much time on this. Were there buildings that were built? I assume this picture is to showcase the design of that building. And that doesn't look 60s to me. That looks later. Could it be a building that got a facelift? Yeah, I suppose. I doubt it, but I'll go 77. I'm looking at PTV's guess, and it's a bit earlier than my guess, but here we go. Survey says, 75. Who said that? Mr. Fulton Mraz. You get that noise. And others, I'm sure. 849 points. Great thinking through that, everybody. Good start. Good start. Let's go to picture 2. Huh. Okay. Okay. We're looking at a picture of, among other things, a Ford Ranger. Those were only out for a limited time. I once had a Ford Ranger with the cab. He's got the extra room behind the driver's seat. That was, and when did I get that? 96 or 97? I think maybe before that. When did I get that? That looks a lot like it. Mine was dark blue. But I think that's my truck. I'll say 90. I didn't even talk about the guy. I'm going to reserve talking about his style. I'm going to guess he's just getting off of work, and that's what he crammed in his duffel bag to cut loose after work. in that hair. Well, I'm just going by what I see in that truck. I'm going to guess it's like 90. I'll say 96. 1996 is my guess. Okay, everybody. Your turn. Okay, let's see. Let me go to StreamYard. Zoom up a bit. Oh, I'm going way too far. Now I'm lost. Now I am lost. Okay, there's the googly eyes. 80, 19. Okay, that's Mr. Fulton Rez talking about Jim Carrey. Good grief, Jim. Find it. Malcolm McDowell. Thank you, Stacy Rogers. That's who I was thinking of. All right. I don't know which picture this was a guess for. I'll just start here, though. 85. We have 91. Sherry is telling me somewhere between 93 and 97. What did I say? 96? I'm in range. 93. We have a 98. 97. There's another 96. 97. Arnie and or Doug drove a 84 Ford Ranger 4x4. 95. Another 95. Okay. He's ready to dance to Footloose. I like it. Sherry says maybe 97. Let's see. Oh! The game is now tied. Top of the fourth. We are tied at 1. I knew it's going to be tight and low scoring. Yeah, we didn't do that then. Still don't do it, do we? Although fashion loosened up a bit. Let's see, 92. This is a second generation Ford. Hi, Noah. Welcome in. Noah's going to say 96. That's what I said, Noah. Debbie. Why? I'm kidding. That's cool. And I'll just say go Tigers. All right. We had some 95s in there. I'm cool with that. 1995. Here we go. Survey says, ooh, it was 96. I'm going to give myself a correct sound. But I wasn't certain. We have 1,777 points. No, 1,773 points. Hoping to get those 4 extra points on the next picture. Here we go. I hate it. Good luck, everybody. This picture is from 1470, and that's my guess. Here we go. Is this Epcot? It is not. Okay. Dirt road full of horse poop. No cars, only horses. Wooden scaffolding. Is that a fire hydrant? Is that a real child? What's over here? A clock. Oh, it's almost 25 after 1. Do I have that right? I think so. It's hard to see. Doesn't matter. Is that German? Spin to den. Don't know. Moving on. Don't these people in this picture look like Lilliputians? They look super tiny. They should be larger than that. It's just the perspective of the picture, the depth of field, the focus is. Everything's in focus. It's throwing me. What's that sign up there? Crazy metal sign. I mean, this. The earliest we can guess is the year 1900. I can't imagine guessing anything later than that. That's my take. Please put your guesses in the chat. I am now turning that way. Oh, Mr. Fulton says it says 225. I thought it was 125. I couldn't tell. You probably have better eyes than I do. I'm not wearing my glasses either. Or it's a strong possibility I just don't know how to tell time on an analog clock anymore. None of my students do. Okay, where is our first guess? Okay, here's our first guess. 1946. Paul says 1915. Mark says he thinks this is Fantasyland around the turn of last century. Because of all the construction? I dig it. Okay, I'll give you one of those. Another 1914? We have a 1944. So you think they're doing repairs to war-damaged buildings. 1910, Sherry puts a question mark as if she didn't Google it. I'm not sure she did. I'm just kidding. Okay, 1937. 1918? Wow. Another 1918? Could this be the Spanish flu of 1918? Only one way to find out. I'm cool with going with 1918. But if it's 1900, I'm going to be ultra disappointed in all of you. No, I don't care. Here we go. Survey says it is 1911. Not as early as I thought. Did anybody come close to that? Paul said 1915. Mary Ellen did say 1914. Wait, Sherry said 1910. And I'm not going any further back to see if anybody got closer. That one was tough, but good job, those of you I just mentioned. 2,286 points. Picture 4 coming up. This should be easy. This is a famous photo of Bernie Sanders. He's wearing a mask as if COVID is a problem right now, or at the time of this picture being taken. This was a meme. People would cut out that image of him sitting in various locations. So this has to be... Was this during Joe Biden's inauguration in early 2021? I don't remember when this was, but he's dressed as if it's cold outside. Presidential inaugurations are held outside in Washington, D.C., January. And this was probably 2021. COVID was still a problem. That's my guess. I'm not going to zoom in on anything. But you guys, you remember this image here. So I'm just guessing this is during that event. So I'm going to say 2021. And now I turn to the chat to see if you guys are saying the same thing. And no, Mandy says, I'm kidding. That's from the last. That was a pretty good guess for the last picture, though. I missed that. Same thing, Jim. Okay, 2020. Here we go. 21, 21, 21, 20. 20. 21. Yes, it is. 2020. 2021. The election was in 2020, but the inauguration was in January of the following year. This, Sherry is telling us, this was at the inauguration in 2021. Mark put him in a Skyliner photo. That's pretty good. Yes. Okay. I don't think, I think we've got it. There we go. So let's go 2021. Oops. There it is. Survey says, yes, that is it. I'm going to play a couple of those because we got it correct. There it is. One more picture. Here we go. We need less than 800 points to get 4,000. And this picture looks familiar, as if we've had it before. Does that help me? No. I don't remember the answers to the previous 4 pictures, except the last one. I do remember that. Okay. Here we go. Full color picture. It's raining. The Union Jack. We're in the UK. Vespas. Gentleman signs. Marlborough Street. Marlborough Street. You know what I'm saying. You get it. Okay. Dark trench, rain jackets. Everybody has the same. They all shop at the same umbrella store. Oh, except this renegade on the left there with the red umbrella. The cars mean nothing to me, although they don't look new. They look like, well, I was going to say like Benny Hill's about to get out of one of them. Is this from the 80s? It could be the 70s. It could be the 60s. And if it's the 60s, that means Austin Powers is somewhere in this picture. I don't see him. But he is a super spy. He's probably hiding really well. What else is here? Neon signs. That doesn't tell us anything. I can't really tell what that sign says. It looks like it might say Gale Toys. I don't know what that is, or if that's even what that really says. I think on the left here is the diner where they shot the exteriors for Seinfeld. I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, this is difficult. I'm going to zoom out and then check the chat here. I will guess, not that it matters. I'll say 1970. That'll be my guess. Oh, I think it's earlier. Those cars look really old. And when did Vespas start to become a thing? I mean, here, never. But there? Okay, I'm going earlier. Maybe it's 1960. I don't know. 1960 will be my guess, but I'd prefer to see what you guys have to say. Oop, okay, here we go. I think I'm there. 1921. I think that was a typo. Okay. London, here we go. 1965. Okay, I was on to something. 1960s. I did say 60. That guy's trying to figure out how to get into that tiny car. Mark says 1970. Noah says 1967 hands symbol. Seems like Noah may have looked something up. Oh, that's a Galt toy store, not Gale. Thank you, Sherry. Stacy says 62. We have a 67. Tigers and Guardians now top of the 5th, still tied at 1. Thank you, Mr. Fulton-Mraz. Who gives us the answer, 1968. Debbie says 79. Well, I kind of like Paul's guess. 65? Did anybody else say that? We had 68, 62, 67. I like 65. Let's go. 1965. I just have to move it 2 notches. We need a little less than 800 points for 4,000. Survey says, oh my goodness, 708 points. The correct answer was 1969. So I was closer. My very first guess, I think I said 1970. I didn't know. That was difficult. 3,994 points. Well, we don't get my awesome celebratory jingle this week. I'm not going to break rules. I mean, I didn't set up those guidelines. Actually, I did. But it's still the long version. I shortened it up. So I'll get that ready for next week when we've truly earned it. I don't care how well or poorly we do. I just enjoy playing with you guys. So I hope you enjoy it too. And you guys know what you guessed, and you know how much better at this game you are than I am. All right, let's see a coming attraction in the second intermission. When we come back, I have a top 15 list about 15 familiar characters from television, but not just any television. So I'll be right back with that.
It's time once again for another classic coming attraction on the More Sunshine Please Tuesday night live stream.
Look out! Where, Hut? Where? Where?
The abominable snowmen. High in the desolate Himalayas, scientists have reported a species of half-man, half-beast. Articles on them have appeared in Pageant, Popular Science, True, and Newsweek magazines. This story of the perils encountered by an expedition searching for these creatures brings to the screen one of the most exciting motion pictures ever made.
You're jumpy, Hud. All day I've had the feeling someone was watching us, trailing us.
Passions explode violently as a man fights for survival and a woman's love against the never-ending terror of primitive isolation, astounding dangers that stagger the imagination, breathtaking thrills and spectacular action against the towering peaks 21,000 feet above the earth. Excitement thunders from the screen as powerful elements burst forth in all their fury to destroy the men who dared to invade the icy stronghold of the abominable snowmen.
I have never heard of that movie before I saw the trailer for it on YouTube. All right, everybody, top 15 list time. By the way, let me just, before we get to that, Mr. Fulton Mraz wants me to have a new radio station. No, you're going to have one. You're going to do a podcast show with the Detroit Tigers winning the game tonight. Well, I was just looking at the box score. Top of the fifth, still tied 1-1. The Tigers, through 4 innings, only have 1 hit. I am so glad I'm not wasting my time watching that drudgery. Anyway, Man Beast was my nickname in college, says Mark. Moving on. Okay. So, yesterday I was thinking about public service announcements. That's what PSA stands for. Public service announcement, if you're not familiar. It's like a commercial, but instead of them trying to sell you goods or services, they're trying to, they're presenting a message for the common good. So it's usually nothing for sale. It is wear your seatbelts, stop smoking, get out the vote, and things of that nature. And throughout television history, there have been celebrities and lovable characters that we have seen in public service announcements throughout the years. So I thought, well, I don't have a better idea. Let's make a list of the top 15 PSA characters throughout the years. Now, this list skews to my experience and what I saw on TV growing up and just watching TV throughout my life. There are a couple on here I'm not that familiar with. And they're not all characters. Some of them are celebrity endorsements, so I included them. We're going to start with characters. At number 15, and I printed this out and I left it in the house. I've got the electronic version here. Here we go. So let me call that up and show you. Number 15, we have Vince and Larry. These are the crash test dummies. They were played by human actors inside bulky prosthetic suits for the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. They used dark humor and broken joints to dramatically convince millions to wear seatbelts. You remember them. Did they not have, was it Vince and Larry that had a presence in Test Track, or were those other test dummies? I don't remember. And not that it matters. Moving on, number 14, celebrity endorsement here of sorts. This is, oh, I missed. Here we go. This is Dick Van Dyke from the 1970s. And in particular, this is the one I remember, but I think he created a series of public service announcements about fire safety. This one in particular is, I believe, stop, drop, and roll was the message. Dick Van Dyke was an early celebrity face to explicitly demonstrate what to do if your clothing catches on fire. He taught kids and adults not to run or stand up, but to fall down and roll to smother the flames. And I remember watching that on television as a kid. So I had to put that on this list, even though he's not a character. He is a character. You know what I mean. All right, number 13. This is one I've heard of, not sure I've ever seen. This is Captain Planet. And not only did Captain Planet star in public service announcements, but I think maybe Captain Planet had his own cartoon for a short time. Here's what I know about Captain Planet. It was specifically created by Ted Turner as an entire animated superhero vehicle, operated as a weekly environmental and social justice PSA for kids. So I'm sure the message was eco knowledge and friendliness and all of that. I do, what I'm more familiar with is on YouTube, you can look it up, Funny or Die, I believe, which is Will Ferrell's thing from years ago. Don Cheadle played a version of Captain Planet doing a public service announcement about planting trees or something, but his character takes a dark turn. And he's got superpowers, and he uses foul language. And I remember it being pretty funny. I haven't seen it in many years, but look that up. It was Don Cheadle, and I'm sure it wasn't, he didn't call himself Captain Planet, but I think he was dressed like that. Anyway, we're moving on. Another celebrity. And I do kind of remember this. This is number 12. Ed Asner for Riff. Reading is fundamental. And this is a still shot of him sitting on some steps talking about what good reading is for people, children in particular. And apparently there was a P.O. box where you could write for more information about reading. I guess. I don't really remember. Okay. Number 11. You may remember the... there was a public service announcement, very famous one in the 80s, about, it was just a shot of a frying pan and a hand cracking an egg and putting the egg into the frying pan, and it's sizzling up on impact and saying, "This is your brain on drugs, any questions?" Well, there is no character in that public service announcement, but there was a follow-up to that, and it did feature the guy whose hand did it the first time, I believe. And this is the One More Time guy. He says, all right, one more time for you guys. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Or whatever. This is your brain, this is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. This actor's name is John Roselius, who starred in the heavily rotated 1997 follow-up commercial. So this is not the 80s? It was the 90s? Oh, I got that wrong. This was a PSA for the Partnership for a Drug-Free America. So there we go. All right, back to when I was a kid. Number 10. This is a character called Yuckmouth, one of the most memorable and intentionally gross characters from ABC's The Bod Squad, which I believe was for Saturday mornings. A series of public service announcements that aired during, yes, Saturday morning cartoons. I should have read further. Yuckmouth was famously voiced by legendary actor, musician, and comedian Scatman Crothers. Crothers gave the character a distinctively raspy, jazzy, and upbeat vocal performance that made the unhygienic mascot oddly charming. The PSA was written as a first-person song where Yuckmouth proudly brags about his terrible dental habits before instantly regretting it. And the song was something like, "I'm the Yuckmouth 'cause I don't brush." Something like that. But it was Scatman Crothers, who was so much better than I am. Okay. But I remember seeing that hundreds of times. Number 9 is sort of sad and ironic and crazy, but it's, I was running out of, I needed 15 for this list. So this is James Dean, and I'll just read what it says here. This public service announcement was filmed on September 17th, 1955 for the National Safety Council. The segment featured the 24-year-old Hollywood star urging young people to drive defensively and slow down on public highways. Just 13 days later, on September 30th, 1955, James Dean was tragically killed in a high-speed car crash. So did they even get this on the air before he passed away? I don't know. It was only 13 days later. I mean, there was no editing involved, I don't think. It's just a filmed 30-second spot, I believe. Anyway, weird. Weird, wild stuff. Number 8 is, come on, why didn't that work? There we go. Number 8, these guys. These are the I Learned It By Watching You family. From 1987, this is a teenager caught with a stash of drugs by his father in a highly dramatic anti-drug commercial. Not commercial, PSA. When asked where he learned to use drugs, the son yells, "You, okay? I learned it by watching you." And it created one of the most quoted lines in public service announcement history. And I think it was effective because the guy looked downtrodden after that. It was effective. Okay, we're moving on. Number 7, the top 15 public service announcement characters is before my time. This is Bert the Turtle. I've seen this character, but I've never seen the public service announcement. Why? Because it's from the early 50s. This is an animated turtle created by the Federal Civil Defense Administration. Taught Cold War school children to duck and cover under their desks to survive a nuclear blast. So, Bert the Turtle. Moving on, number 6. We have Charles Bennett. And if the name isn't familiar, maybe this image is, because this was on thousands and thousands of times over hundreds of years. Charles Bennett is the subject of one of the most famous and heartbreaking United Negro College Fund PSAs ever produced, the UNCF. This was showing this picture of Charles Bennett talking about how when he went to school, his plan was to return to his old neighborhood and improve it using the college education that he had. But then it dissolved into, from that picture to to what is currently him as what appeared to be a homeless guy, Charles Bennett, because he didn't have the scholarship funds to fund his education. So that's what that was all about, to let young African-American kids know about their the United Negro College Fund and what they can do for you. Anyway, that was on millions of times. Number 5, you guys were probably all thinking this when I started this list. But this is, they call it the Crying Indian. I believe maybe his name was Iron Eyes Cody. But he's famous for crying. This is, he starred in the Keep America Beautiful public service announcement from the 70s. It highlighted highway pollution and environmental degradation. And fun fact, I believe that I read what that guy wasn't a Native American at all, but an Italian American actor. I don't know what his name is, or if that story is true. I really should have looked that up. But I've heard both things. But that's the guy, and this was a print ad that you're looking at based on the video public service announcement. Number 4, back to when I was a kid, back to ABC Saturday mornings. This is a character called Timer. Time for Timer, featured in the 1970s, and I think it bled into the 80s for ABC Saturday morning cartoons. This was between the shows. Promoted healthy eating and nutrition habits. I remember there were a series of them, but I think in this one he was so. I know he's not on TV anymore. I haven't seen McGruff the Crime Dog in years, but was around for a long time, and he took a bite out of crime. Number 1 on our list is celebrating his 82nd birthday this year. This is Smokey Bear. Debuted in 1944 for the U.S. Forest Service. Taught all about wildfire prevention, because only you can prevent forest fires. And then I think it was changed to only you can prevent wildfires. But yeah, Smokey Bear. Everybody, that is the top 15 list. Thank you so much for watching my show. That is it. It is 8:02. I don't know if anybody else is doing a live stream now. Probably. But thank you so much for being here. If you popped in and I did not see you in the chat, I apologize. Thank you for being here. I'll be back next week with another fun show. Hopefully you think it's fun. More Man Beast Part 2? I doubt there was a sequel to that. Anyway, I will see you around the YouTube chats, everybody. Until next week. Bye.
This is the end of another show. We had great fun, but it's time to go. Drive slowly and safely, don't be a freak. The post-show doldrums got you feeling bleak, but there'll be more sunshine goodness in just a week. The drive-in will be spick and span and sleek. Jim will make sure everything's unique. Thank you for being here. Good night.